I was calling to see if there's a way I can alter a wish.
You'd like to cancel your wish?
No. It's okay to keep the... I just want to know if I can, like, alter it a little.
I'm sorry, we don't really do that.
No?
If you have any questions about how the wish works, or if you read the back of the box...
Is it even real?
Yeah, it's real.
No, I know that Is her love real?
Just because you chose this for her doesn't make it less real.
You know, every once in a while, a movie comes along that reminds us why we leave a house, why we buy a ticket, and why we sit down in a dark room with nothing but strangers and experience a film the way that it's meant to be seen. On the big screen, sold the hell out, with people you don't know, people you don't trust, people that are there for a similar thing. To see a scary, great fucking movie. And that's what happened to me again, and I want to talk about... just kind of off the cuff, one of my favorite movie experiences since probably Hereditary, to be honest. Let me set the scene up here. For me, that movie is, of course, Obsession. I know I've already talked about it a little bit, but I wanted to do a solo review because my last theater experience was so good that it just left me like feeling hopeful. As a movie fan and as a fan of someone that just goes to the cinema all the time, man, when I first heard about Obsession, I kind of expected just another small independent horror film, you know, that would kind of come and go like most people, you know, you just didn't even know it exists and it just kind of becomes part of the landscape and just whatever. Yeah, Obsession came out. It was dominated this weekend by this movie and that movie, and that did not happen. That didn't happen at all. Obsession was an absolute event. It's still an event. I went and watched this movie on June 26th, and it came out a month earlier on May 15th. For those who haven't seen it, Obsession follows Bear, who is a lonely record store employee, music shop employee, right? And his one wish is to finally be in love with the woman that he's loved his entire life. Her name is Nikki. And when that wish comes true, by supernatural means, this becomes... this dream of having this girl, Nikki, quickly descends into an absolute nightmare. And I thought because I'd already seen it, it was going to be fine. But I really, when I watched it, you know, I wanted my wife to see. I was like, God, man, if I could do anything this weekend. I ended up having a babysitter, and I should have went and seen Jackass, the new one. I really wanted to see that. But I just thought, she's got to see Obsession. Everyone's talking about it. And what makes Obsession so fascinating, it isn't just the story, because it's an amazing story, because everyone can relate. And that's what's so cool about Obsession is we've all had that one person in our life that is more in love with us than we are with them. And it's kind of just super relatable, right? The journey into the film itself, currybarker, what I was telling her, I was like, this is what everyone's talking about. Currybarker was a YouTuber. He made a movie for less than $1 million that has just smashed every single record possible. Up there on the likes of Paranormal Activity and Blair Witch is the biggest independent film of all time. Okay, he built an audience online before stepping in front of the camera. I think that's important to remember. Okay, he entered an industry that's dominated by the biggest horror sensations and all of these like legacy titles like the Screams and all this shit. And here comes this filmmaker that can prove like an original idea is enough to get a great fucking movie made. The film cost less than $1 million, like we talked about, and it's on the path to have 200 million right now. It's crazy that this has managed to capture the attention spans of everybody in the world, dude. It's unbelievable. And there wasn't a massive marketing campaign. This is all just me and you, people helping people, baby. It's all word of mouth because people generally can't stop talking about it. And that's what I told my wife. I was like, you need to be a part of the phenomenon right now. You need to see this film. It's what everyone at work is going to be talking about. I had more fun the second time watching this film than I did the first time. And let me tell you why. The audience wasn't just watching. First of all, when I went to buy it, I had like about an hour's notice and there was 3 seats left in the place. 3 in E, 10, 11, and 12. I usually leave the end cap for somebody, so I buy 10 and 11 for me and my wife. Someone decides it's that big of a movie, they're going to buy the one right next to her. And so the movie's getting ready to start. We're putting our phones away, and in walks this dude. In walks this fella, right? And he's got a satchel with him, which is fine. You sneak a couple of beers in once in a while, a couple little snackaroonies, no big deal. A little burgadilly, whatever, man. Everybody's different. So he comes in with this satchel, and I'm like, that's an oddly pastel satchel for a man, but no shame or anything. But he was like rough. He was he was a large fella. He was covered in tattoos. And so I gave him the sup, dude, and he's like, oh, there's gonna be someone sitting next to me. Is it cool if I take this one? I'm like, well, it's sold out, so you kind of have to. So he sits down, and then in walks his little girlfriend. And my wife is like 5 foot. She's little too, but this little lady, Asian American, I believe. And so he's kind of like, all right, cool. He's in protective mode. The movie starts, and I think everything's going to be cool. And he sits the fuck down, and he's very reactionary in this movie, which I think is great. All of a sudden, I start smelling lifesavers, and I hear the crack of a Bud Light. And I'm like, dude, this guy gets down, man. This might be kind of a fun experience. So as the movie's going, Carissa next to me, she's like really into the movie, which makes the movie much more better for people that already love horror movies. When your significant other's into it, she's like, oh, I bet it's this guy. What if the one Willow can do this? Oh, I hope this is gonna go. Like, she's like really invested. She's like, I gotta pee. She's Googling, how long is Obsession? I'm like, oh, she doesn't want to miss anything. Yes, the movie is that good in my head. That's what I'm thinking. And so as these scenes start to rack up, I start to feel like vibrations next to me. It's this guy's leg. Just tap, 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 a Rooney. He starts going like this. I hear audible gasps, right? So in the scene when she first yells in bed, right? And we're going to talk about some of the clues here in just a second. But when she first yells in bed, it's not me. What the fuck? He gasps, drops his fucking lifesavers. They go everywhere. And now this big guy is not leaning towards me anymore. He's leaning into his old lady. And all of a sudden he's got one arm here. And I start to see like this, I start to hear and see like this frantic breathing, this. And I'm like, oh shit, I know what's coming, dude. I know what's coming. The people ahead of me were in a Cinemark, so the seats are reclining. I'm kind of like looking up, and people are clapping. They're like, it's tense. People are laughing. And so as things start to escalate a little bit, like when we get to the party scene with the beer bottle, he's got his hand so far over his face and he's all the way leaned against me. He starts, like, his candy, his popcorn has been spilt. He starts shaking a little bit and he goes, no, we need to get out of there. Like, he's talking to the characters. And so the audience gets a big laugh out of like when she switches to the whatever. And he can't take it, man. He gasps, right? And so Carissa's now looking at me. She's like, this is great. It's a pretty good movie. And I was like, I know, right? Knowing what's going to happen next, right? So I go, just wait, dude. Just wait. You know what happens with the brick as we go back out to the car, and his hands are so far up. Like, he had a blanket and everything that he bought. His satchel's on the floor. His popcorn spilt. He's got 2 or 3 beers down. There's lifesavers everywhere. And he's got a blanket over him and his wife. Okay. And we get to the car scene. As the car scene comes up, he starts to kind of relax when she's going to open up her letter. And I go, dude, you put that blanket down. Smash with the fucking brick. And he goes, oh no, shouts out. And he just fucking like, oh, God damn. And I'm like, this is the best fucking movie experience I've ever seen in my life. And my wife's clapping, everybody's laughing, everyone's having the time of their fucking life because Obsession is that good. The story is that good. It just fucking works, man. And so I loved it even more the second time. I'm gonna be real. This is my favorite movie of the year. It was unbelievable. It was even better the second time. I was picking up on clues that I didn't remember from the first time. But even more than that, this was a shared experience with a sold out theater, right? Sold out. It was packed in there. And you could feel the tension in the room. When the AC would come on, people would like hunker down a little bit. It was unbelievable as an experience. And people were laughing. People were like clapping. People were like they loved it, and I loved it for them. And knowing what was going to happen, man, like I felt really good. And as I would look over and watch her enjoyment and be like, oh, I bet this is going to happen. There's no way this is happening. And I was like, this is happening. Right? With the cat stuff, he goes, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Like, this guy's getting animated. His old lady was really holding down the fort because this guy lost all of their snackaroonies all over the cotton, everywhere, all over the fucking floor. So it was fucking awesome, dude. But things I didn't pick up on Obsession the first time. The clues about Nikki, I know we just went off on a long tangent about how much fun the movie was, but what really affected me the second time about Obsession, you guys, was trying to put together the pieces of real Nikki compared to freaky Nikki or the possessed state. That unnerved me more the second time because I was paying attention, and I was definitely watching the relationship with the best friend, fucking buddy of the year over here. Go fuck yourself. There's like 5 big clues that I was paying attention to after watching Obsession for a second time. Tell me what you think about these, okay? The first one, the jump scare, right? When she's in bed, that one's intense with the audio. The audio is out of control in this film anyway, but that first jump scare when she's like, it's not me, and she screams, goes, what the fuck? That's the first time I'm like, okay, she's still in there. The actual first time is when she's at the car and she's, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't believe that happened. And she's almost like reversing herself, and you can kind of see it. You start to pay attention to her body movements that are filmed like with time-lapse photography, like in reverse. That shit's fucking crazy. The amount of big steps she takes instead of walking forward or backwards, she takes these weird lurching steps as she's trying to like almost take back control of herself as a character. The other big thing that I picked up on was the Polaroid when she makes his lunch. And damn that lunch all to hell with the cat sandwich. But when there's that Polaroid where it says me, and then on the Polaroid it says not me, like she was sane enough to write on the Polaroid, it's not me. And he's embarrassed. I didn't pick up on that the first time. I was paying attention to too many other things, I guess. And so that really unnerved me a little bit. The haunted customer service call when he's saying, well, you could just die. But then you can hear Nikki in the background screaming like this possessed demonic wail. You got to figure that's the real Nikki that's in there. And then, of course, the sleeping body voice was the best one, where he's feeling like maybe I need to do something to her. And he's got sleeping pills in his pocket all of a sudden. And she says, it's not me. Like, just right. That is incredible the second time when I was paying attention to all these clues as to the real Nikki or not Nikki. And I just think that Obsession, you know, to end this review, I'll say that I still think this is the best film of the year. I think that it sucks to be part of the mainstream that's like everyone's on this bandwagon now, and it's going to be, you know, you're going to be too cool for school to say that movie fucking sucks, it wasn't even scary. It was an experience, and it was a better experience in the theater. And for once, I'm happy to be with the mainstream that are really impressed with this movie, especially the second time. With a full packed house like that, man. My wife summed it up to me the next day when she goes, you know, that movie was crazy, dude. She didn't say dude, but you know what I mean? She's from the South, so she said something like, you know what was crazy? She said something like that. She's like, the ending really made it. Like, so many movies are pretty good, and then the ending sucks. And she said, if the ending sucked, it would have just been pretty good. I love a good ending. That's how she woke up. That was like one of the first things she said. And I was just like, God, I love you. What a fucking experience, man. If you haven't seen Obsession in the theater, this is your call to action. Get out there and watch it now. This movie deserves like an hour-long podcast just to break it all down. I'm probably going to buy it digitally and physically. And I know there's that party that's like, well, aren't you going to get a digital code when it comes? Maybe I'll find a way to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because I did just watch it twice, but I liked it better the second time, and that never happens. It happened with Longlegs. Not a lot of, and Hereditary, obviously. This is the best theater experience I think I've had since Hereditary. Guys, I love you so much. Until next time. We're going to talk some trailer reactions tomorrow. I've also got a stack of movies here. All new from Valoria Video. And I have some things that are going to be real shit starters. Okay? I got that thing. I got a bunch of Italian horror. I got Bay of Blood. I got 3 of those. I got Rabid Grant. I got lots of stuff to talk about. They showed Resident Evil. I seen the werewolf trailer in my movie. So I got things to react to. Until next time, take care. Cheers.